I just like started crying in front of them.
Oh man!
Because they were like, "I loved your show. What are you doing now?" And I was like,
"Oh no!"
Well,
oh my god!
I kind of gave up, and now I'm trying to teach, but I can't even do that.
Oh
I had
my
a nervous breakdown. And then I'm gonna go now. I was like seeing a movie by myself, and I just like went into the bathroom. I was like, "What the f*** are you doing?"
Aww. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Poddy Break. Okay, so everyone's been commenting, asking about the voices, and no, they're not just in your head. You don't need medication. You're okay. It's actually one of my producers, Ash Casanova, my other producer, Anthony, and my showrunner, Chris. And today, joining us for a brand new episode of Poddy Break, we have writer, director, producer, co-host of The Andy Show, creator of Average Joe, Joe Flanders! Yes! Yeah, I killed that. Oh,
Nailed
God, thank you. Oh, it was fucking mouthful. Jesus, thank God I can breathe now.
Yeah,
You're used to mouthfuls, though.
So how was the drive over? Hopefully it wasn't too bad.
I came from South Central, so because I'm also a teacher now.
Oh, yes, teacher, yes.
Yeah, I teach video production,
which is
high
so
schoolers.
cool. Yeah.
And
actually giving them some hope. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to think so.
No, yeah, I mean, that's actually something really cool to teach. I was in high school not too long ago, unfortunately. And I could say that if we had some cool extracurriculars like that, that would have helped a lot of kids out. Yeah. Make a difference.
I enjoyed it a lot. But so it was a fine drive. Not too bad.
Yeah, not too bad. It was a little didn't piss you off too much.
Oh, well, the day overall, it's god awful. Let me tell you. No, it was fine. We've got like 10 days left in the school year, so it's kind of everyone, including like I almost wore a mask just to like not catch senioritis. You know?
That's funny.
But no, it's fine. They're all like finishing up their last projects, and so I'm just wrangling all the footage and. It's kind of chaos, but but it was it's a Friday and I'm happy to be here.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Hell yeah. Happy Friday! Oh my God, I forgot like Fridays like matter and stuff like that. Like it's reminding me.
I know. No, I get it. I did freelance for like a decade before I became a teacher, and every day was kind of just the same. You know?
Yeah. There was no Friday. There was no Saturday. It's like, okay, what's everyone doing tonight? It might be Tuesday, but fuck.
Whatever.
Yeah.
And now I'm sadly working for the weekend.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's a whole new
world.
What
happened?
Oh. And we can talk about the very bumpy transition from freelance.
I am actually very interested. So what like sparked your transition from like such creative to being a teacher? I mean, some would say that's not very creative, but obviously what you're doing is pretty creative.
Right. Yeah. It was just during when the lockdown started.
Really?
Like teaching had always been in the back of my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Like I grew up on Boy Meets World,
oh,
and I was like,
okay.
I want to be Mr. Feeney.
You totally had a crush on Topanga, right?
Oh yes.
I have a crush on Topanga.
Yes. Topanga, the Pink Power Ranger, Kimberly.
Yeah.
I saw one where it was like pick one, or had a crush on one or the other, and I could not pick.
Yeah, no, it's an impossible decision.
Yes.
That ass and those freaking latex.
Yes. Oh. 6-year-old me was like, oh, Kimberly.
Oh my God.
I'm feeling things I've never felt before. On Fox Saturday morning.
Sam, the fucking hormone monster really came through. Yeah. So what sparked you?
So teaching the children.
Yeah, the children. How could we forget about the children?
An odd transition, right?
Yeah, sorry. I mean,
I don't know how it went so downhill quickly. So anyway, it was during lockdown, and teaching had always been in the back of my mind.
Yeah.
I didn't give a shit about school, and I knew I wanted to be a filmmaker.
Right.
I had a couple teachers that, like I would go to one classroom after school and just talk about movies. I was talking to him about like Pootie Tang.
What is that?
The Chris Rock classic
film.
film.
Okay.
Yeah, I know it has another meaning. Yeah. I didn't realize that there was another meaning to it. So I was like 13 and I saw it in theaters by myself because no friends would go. And then I'm like talking to my grandma and like my uncles and like, hey, Pootie Tang is hilarious.
Didn't Louis C.K. write that movie?
He directed it.
Oh, he directed it. That's so funny.
Yeah, and it's so funny because it's like an all-black cast, and Louis C.K., I just assumed he was some black dude, and then I was like, oh, he's a very white man. Years later, I discovered who he actually, I was like, oh, I made the connection.
Interesting, yeah, because I don't know who this is, and I thought he was black, but continue.
Yeah.
So
anyway, I had a teacher who I would talk movies with, and, I'm talking about that kind of crap, and he's like, Mr. Criterion Collection, so very like sort of, European new wave cinema, but he humored me and talked with me about my dumb shit.
Nice.
And so I always thought I could, because I didn't care about school, maybe I could get through to the kids that also don't really care about school.
That's true. Yeah, it takes one to know one.
Yeah, exactly. And
so you're showing them Pootie Tang.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bro was out here showing fucking high schoolers.
I did show them Dumb and Dumber for their final last year.
That's a great final. I would have killed to be in your class.
Oh, I like to think it's a fun time.
I mean, do the students also think so, or do they just hate Dumb and Dumber, or what?
There was, when I screened that, there was one girl who just very genuinely was just like, why are they so dumb? Well, it is called Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah,
so that's
kind of sweet. It's just like concerned, like,
yeah,
really dumb.
Exactly. It's like, it's okay.
It's okay.
It's fine.
It's not real.
No,
it's just a
not
film.
real. They're just very dumb characters. So anyway, I was in lockdown. All the freelance film stuff had kind of dried up.
Mm-hmm.
I could get my credential to teach online, so that was something I could do from home.
Okay.
I need to have something going on. I can't just not be doing anything, so I enrolled in a program, got my credential, did some substitute teaching at first in middle schools.
Oh.
That was chaos.
Yeah, middle school kids right now are fucking insane.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. What I've learned is the difference between like middle school kids that don't want to be there and high school kids. Middle school kids let you know they don't want to be there by like throwing shit and like being loud and obnoxious.
Yeah, but not like
and high
really
school kids
saying
are
it.
just on their phones.
Yeah.
So it's great. I'm like, oh, that's fine. Yeah, go ahead. You're not bothering me. So, and I'm not fearing for my life.
Is the rumor that kids can't read anymore true? Have you seen that going around?
Like middle school kids, like the ones you substituted,
like
perhaps?
It's like went viral like a month ago.
I mean, I'm sure there are some that can't. I haven't encountered that like with my students. I mean, I know the lockdown and all that stuff. It really did set kids back beyond just like academics, just like interacting
Socially,
with people.
yeah.
That combined with just always having a phone on, it's a thing. So, but anyway, I'm finishing up my second year teaching film right now, and then next year I'll be back.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have like any plans like to do with like any plans to use that experience for anything, or do you just are you happy where you're at?
Yeah, like plans like involving like working with students or something.
Yeah,
or?
teaching experience or film experience or.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely am trying to bring them on once they graduate, like bring them on to stuff that I'm making, and even just do little shorts or something as an excuse to give them hands-on experience.
That's nice. Wow, what a good guy. What a guy.
Hey.
Seriously, doing the community a solid. That's a really good thing. I mean, if I wasn't, being a slut on the internet, I would have done the same thing, but I took my pick,
Well, sure. Hey, we're both doing God's work.
Yes, in one way or another.
Yes.
Thank you for that.
We're making people happy.
Yes.
Right?
Oh my God. Thank you. You're right. And I do my best to make people happy.
Yeah.
Also
there you go.
educational.
Okay, I don't know if you remember this, but you like got really close to convincing me to like make a movie. I don't know if you remember those lunches that we had where you were telling me like this is how you can budget and just just do it.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you took like from your filmmaking experience? Because you made 2 movies, or you wrote and directed 2. I think you've worked on maybe a few more.
Yeah, I wrote and directed 2, and then wrote and kind of like produced a horror movie.
Yeah. That was the.
That's so cool.
That was the rock star with the numbers, or
Yeah, the 27 Club.
Yeah, 27 Club.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was our biggest budget. Yeah.
So is there anything that you took from that experience that it's like helped you to teach? Like, what are the lessons you learned from making movies that are now you're incorporating into your classroom?
Yeah, just being flexible and adjusting and knowing and planning my ass off, and then knowing that nothing's going to go as planned.
Yeah.
For an example, I think y'all watched Welcome to Forever, I think, which is a movie that we shot up in Big Bear for like no money.
Oh wow.
Up in a cabin. We shot the whole thing in like 6 days.
That's sick. That's
And
really cool.
Yeah, it was a really cool experience.
Yeah.
But we had the location was just like the woods, just generic. We just needed to be in the woods.
Yeah.
And so we were in a cabin. There were woods right next to us, obviously, and we woke up one morning, the morning of that sequence, to the sound of chainsaws, and they were literally chopping down our set.
What?
We were like,
Oh
what
my
the hell?
God.
Like, what are the odds of that? We didn't plan for that.
Yeah.
And
Talk
so,
about a sign.
But
Talk about a sign, man.
yes,
Like, don't shoot that
don't
movie.
film that scene or this whole movie.
Dude, oh my God, you could use it. You could use it for lore and be like, it's so cursed. Like the
Yes.
set literally got destroyed. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotta use it for marketing.
So anyway, we just, we had to adjust and find a new location, and so it's the same thing with teaching, and it took me a while to actually learn that, because I actually had a nervous breakdown my second week of
Really?
teaching.
I mean,
Yeah.
I can imagine that's a lot of responsibility.
It is.
Yeah.
So I never had a panic attack before.
Really? That was
Had
your
one.
first panic attack ever? Was
Yep.
because you were teaching?
Yep.
Man, fuck those kids. Go home, man. Fuck that. New career. Like, that's your first panic attack ever?
Yes.
Yeah, no, it's a sign.
I had one, like my second week, and then it was like on Wednesday, and the principal was like, you can come back on Monday, and I was like, okay.
Wow.
And then Monday I had another one, and actually thought I was having a heart attack.
Wow.
Before school even started
Oh, wow.
that day.
Do you know what was making you so nervous?
Yeah, it was. I just was so I ended up going on medical leave for 2 months.
Oh, shit. 2 months. God damn.
yeah.
These kids had them stressed, dude.
And it wasn't
Fuck.
even. The problem was that like I just saw them as one big blob of like 150 kids,
I
and I
understand.
didn't know them yet. And actually,
Yeah.
like once you get to know them, and it's like,
Not that
oh,
much.
I'm happy to see these 5 kids in each period or
Yeah.
whatever. And
I'm impressed that you thought you were dying, and you're like, let me do this again.
Literally.
yes, yeah,
Teachers, dude.
They put me in the ambulance and everything, and
Bro got taken out on a stretcher.
yes, I did.
Oh my God.
As first period was starting, so I was just like, God damn it! All these
Talk
kids were
about
seeing me
Dude.
like Jesus, what happened to him?
So I was like, Mr. Flanders, what happened?
Yeah,
You
exactly.
did this to me.
And it was like the beginning of the 3rd week of school, and so they were like, "What the hell?"
Talk about an entrance.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. Oh my God. But wait, so the panic attack, how did you get over that and all that?
So, yeah, I mean, I ended up going on medical leave because I talked
Right.
with a psychiatrist, and he was like, "Yeah, you shouldn't go back right now."
Even he agrees.
And there's actually an episode of The Andy Show, the show that I host with my cousin. I did it like 2 days later. I was like, I can power through.
Oh my God.
And it's a Zoom video, and I made the mistake of doing like the speaker view one, where you can't see both of them at the same time.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, it kept cutting back to me. And if you want to see what somebody who's like about to just jump off a building looks like, so he's talking, and it's just me like. And we had to address it. I love that there's video evidence of, this is what it looks like when somebody has 2 panic attacks in less than a week and is deemed not safe to go back to work.
They just use your
so
face
funny.
for better help.
Yes, exactly. If you look like this guy.
Call us immediately. You should have called us a week ago.
Yes, exactly. Yes. Yeah.
But-
Don't let it get to this point. It's already been too long, too far. But
Well, what got you to that point, though? Like, just.
So it was.
Oh, yeah, the blob, right, of course.
Yeah, it was that, and so I found out through this that I'm one of the gems that has OCD and ADHD.
Oh my God.
Bragging.
Whoa.
Yeah,
He's
right?
rare.
Humble brag. The inside of my head is a shit show.
Damn it, I want to be like him.
Yeah. Again, everybody wants to be, I look like death. I've got a crazy ass shit going on in my head all the time. So I didn't know that. because I was doing freelance like editing, where OCD was actually a benefit because the videos I turned in were very good because I was focusing on one thing.
Right, a
but
talent.
when when you have 6 periods of kids, and again, I hadn't discovered that things are going to change and all this stuff, and like, so I was just overthinking it. I was doing lesson planning until like 4 a.m, and then waking up at 6 and like going to work. And like the second day of school, I was like, I woke up in a cold sweat because I didn't know what to do with the kids at the beginning of the year. So somebody was like, just do like a team bonding thing.
Team bonding.
I was like, that sounds stupid, lame. So I did like, I had heard like, you can do like, so I did that. I did that. It's like, okay, that'll do. So it was like a spaghetti stick tower challenge where you give kids like 20 spaghetti stick, like dry spaghetti noodles, and then dry marshmallows, and you try to build a tower.
That's fun.
Whatever. It's just a dumb but I'm literally in bed waking up sweating like, what are they going to rebel against me? Are they going to like, what's going to happen? And I got through nothing happened. They're like, all right, I guess we'll do that.
It's so funny how they'll just listen,
Yeah, exactly. And I've learned that. I'm like, oh, okay, this is a reasonable thing.
It's also hard to like hurt somebody with marshmallows and spaghetti.
Right. Yeah. They're like, I think most students are just like, all right, if I'm gonna pick the thing I'm gonna like really like rebel against, I don't think it will be marshmallows and spaghetti.
Yeah,
like,
they don't really find that too intimidating. But you really did test their cooperation with spaghetti noodles and marshmallows.
Yeah. And some of them got into it, and they were competing with their friends, and then. It kind of like I remember one like smacked that broke the other one.
Oh my God.
I was like, oh, okay, it's getting a little real here.
That's funny.
Anyway, so it was just, I was just a total wreck and was taking it way too seriously.
Right.
And so I came back around Thanksgiving and like a mentor of mine that kind of took me under his wing while I was out, he was just like, you just gotta learn to say fuck it.
Words of wisdom. Yes.
It really is.
It really is.
And he was like, obviously, in order to be able to say fuck it, you have to know, like, okay, I put in the work. I knew what, like, we'll see how it goes. But if something doesn't work out or somebody doesn't want to do whatever, just say that. It's like, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
And now here I am. And now I can actually do the things that I learned in filmmaking.
Right.
To get back to that in my long-winded answer of Chris's question.
I've been distracting along the way.
So just going with the flow, working with the budget that you have. I've learned that. I mean, I'm in public schools, so there's only so many like fun. I mean, my school has been very supportive. We have like some cool cameras and a class set of computers so they can edit and stuff.
Right.
But there's more I'd like to do, but you got to work with what you got.
Yeah.
I've learned that doing a bunch of low budget filmmaking.
Right. Well, it's awesome.
Going with the punch. Just roll with the punches.
Yeah. The whole blob thing, that actually reminded me. I used to work at a nursing home, like before.
Really?
Okay. I was an RA, and I guess they were like really short on help or something like that because they hired me out the gate with no experience. I was like 20, I think, like 20 or 19 or something like that. And they hired my other friend who was like a little bit younger than me, and it was like 90 patients that we were taking care of, and it was really scary. It was like the blob, and like as I got to know them, it was a lot easier. But yeah, a lot of things are like trial and error and stuff like that. And yeah, I know how you feel. Like I there were a lot of times where I just came out screaming. Yeah.
I bet.
Yeah, except for I never grew to like it though. So I left.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah.
Well, and I mean, I would say, I guess the biggest difference is if there was somebody that you grew to like appreciate, then they would just die.
Yeah, it's a very depressing. It's extremely depressing. Like I had people like when I was leaving, they were like, "Don't leave me," and I was like, "Oh my god!"
Well, technically, they're leaving before you.
Yeah, and they are, but like
I'll write you into my will. Just don't leave.
And the thing was, if they were there, it wasn't that high end, so it wasn't gonna do me any good.
Yeah, true.
So I got out of there.
What was your interview like?
My interview?
Yeah, like if you had no experience, or like, do you abuse old people?
It was like, do you have experience with taking care of people, this and that? And I was like, yeah, I do. I help my grandma sometimes with my aunt and my grandpa. No, I don't. I never did. That was a lie. I just wanted a job. Like I was like, I can work up. I could be a CNA soon, and like that was before I was gonna do porn. But then dude, wiping ass was not for me, man. I had to go. Yeah.
That's interesting. So your first experience with strangers' asses
Yes, was not porn.
was wiping them.
Yep, believe it or not. Believe it or not. And look where I am now. Yeah. Listen, man.
You did move up.
I did, dude. If anybody wants to talk about rock bottom, I know rock bottom. I know rock bottom like nobody else knows rock bottom.
Lots of you beat me to it. Well done.
Lots of old bottoms.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, enough of that. God, I don't want to fucking relive it. I'm getting flashbacks right now. Like, I just had a fucking flashback of a turd landing on the floor. Like, we need to fucking move past this, guys.
Okay, all right.
Like, I need to wash my hands.
So in your class, I just like, do your students film stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, so have you like, as one of your students turn something in, and you're like, whoa, like this is like crazy, like you should pursue this?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And that's really exciting for me.
Can you talk about some of those moments and like what they were?
I mean,
give us their ideas.
I'm sorry?
I said, yeah, give us their ideas.
They're kids. They get fired.
That's Hollywood, man. They're gonna
Yeah.
learn eventually.
Yeah, I got the producers
Absolutely.
here and everything. Yeah, you got to teach them young.
Yeah, one was like early on in the school year. I mean, it's I had them. They start by shooting like silent films on their phones.
Really?
And so one just did like it was like a kung fu movie spoof, and they were
so
fighting over a
cool.
bag of Doritos.
That's
And
really funny.
It was just really clever because they
Yeah.
had to do it all in one long take, so no edits. So it's all like one shot, you know. And it was he added the sound effects. The choreography was fantastic. And so that got me really excited. And then like I just did a stop motion animation week, and some kids that on the surface don't do shit, but then they went home and they made like an epic like 30-second stop motion film about like that had Legos
That is so cool.
climbing up a ladder and then jumping off a pool and then missing the pool and their body splattered everywhere and then got eaten by a shark. Anyway.
How long does a 30-second stop motion film take to make?
So that was probably about 250 pictures they took
Oh, okay.
in an app, and then that strings them together. So yeah, it's called like Stop Motion Studio. Check it out.
Yeah. Not sponsored.
But
Unless.
Unfortunately, we have to bleep that name. That's not a sponsor.
I'll just keep saying things so you give you work.
Yes,
You know,
yes.
I got my gas at Shell on the way over here. Top tier gasoline.
One of these motherfuckers will sponsor me, so just keep going. What kind of inspired you to make films, or was it just cause? Oh, sorry. Look, sometimes. Listen, man. You think anything inspired me to be a porn star? Cause that was just cause. So that's why I asked.
Bored.
I thought it was just fun.
Sometimes you're bored and you like it.
I'm sure you've covered it, but what was the first step that led to you doing porn?
Shoot.
And if y'all have already talked about it, or if you don't want to talk
Oh,
about it.
no. Yeah, I love talking about it. Honestly, it was like I already had exposure to the industry in a few different ways, and I just got done doing the nursing home stuff, just got done working at a hospital, and freshly single for the first time in 6 years. And yeah, already having exposure to the industry, I was like, fuck it, dude. I want to go live in LA. I want to like make it back. You know, I don't want to worry about finances. Like, I'm trying to make it, dude. I don't really care how people perceive me as long as I'm happy.
That's all that really matters.
Yeah, and then but the thing, yes, thank you. But the thing, the thing was, I had no idea how I felt about doing it. I kind of like just full sent it. Like I'd never really like filmed with strangers before or anything like that.
Yeah.
I really didn't know, you know, and like I'd only been with 3 people before I did porn, so it was honestly just like coin costs, like a coin.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah, you know what the fuck I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I heard that that's like the only way it really works, right? Is that like if you full send it, like if you just kind of dip your toes, then it's not gonna work out.
No,
for you,
dude,
right?
it has to be your only
You
option.
can't just do the tip when it comes to
No, dude. Never just the tip, dude. Oh my God. Show the whole thing some love. But yeah, no, it was just like, yeah, I was just tired of like having a regular schmegular life. It wasn't for me at all.
Yeah.
Like I was like, yeah, it may not be the attention that I want, because obviously, as you know, like porn doesn't bring the best attention in. But like, it's attention nonetheless. I'd rather be somebody than nobody. Fuck.
Sure.
Yeah. So yeah, that's really what did it for me, you know?
And you said come to LA. Where were you coming from?
Florida, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, I was there for a few years and stuff, and I was only in the business for about 2 or 3 months, and I was like, fuck it, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, I think I know what I want, yeah. And it worked out, surprisingly. I honestly, like, then and now, I would have thought, like, okay, this isn't going to work. I really didn't think it was going to work out. I thought I was going to, like, quit. I thought I wasn't going to like it. I thought I wasn't gonna want to stay in LA, but I love LA, like, so much more than any other place I've ever lived in my life. All the people here, I love my job more than anything I've ever loved. Like, literally, you know, it's just like a whole new life now. So I'm happy I made the jump. It was, I don't know. It kind of was a little subconscious too. I was just like, I guess I'll do porn. Like, it wasn't. I didn't really put that much thought into it. So yeah.
So, okay, I have a question for the both of you then.
Oh.
What was your guys' first day on a set like? Like, kind of,
You
like,
first.
Joe, if you want to answer that, like, do you remember the very first set you were on that you were working? What was that like?
You first. Yeah.
I'll do my first LA professional set. So I was filming a movie. I was a PA. A movie called Christmas in Compton.
Interesting.
And
Oh God, please say no one was in blackface.
no. It had a number of famous siblings in it.
Oh.
So Julia Roberts' brother, Eric Roberts.
Wow.
Best known for The Dark Knight and like 40 years of making shit, but that's probably it. So he was
A
the
little
bad
before my
white
time.
guy.
Yeah. Fuck.
Just one?
Just one, yep. Joanna Man was in it, if anybody remembers that fine
Wow. That's a throwback.
film. Right?
These are before my time, unfortunately.
Sure. Yeah. Oh, I hear that every day with my students,
Yeah.
so don't worry.
Yeah.
I'm old.
You're all fucking old.
You sound like you're tucking her in.
Sure. There. Yes. Yeah, go back. Yeah, you missed the golden age of cinema with Joanna Man, let me tell you.
Dude, like, yeah, you
Look
fucking
it up.
missed out. Yeah.
Man pretends to be a woman to play in the WNBA.
Oh, isn't that just Medea, but like earlier?
Yes. Or Big Mama's House, or any of those fine films.
Yeah.
Do you know Big Mama's House? Oh, well. Again, why am I? None of these are good. None of these are good movies. You haven't seen Big Mama's House?
How dare you?
With Martin Lawrence? And Paul Giamatti?
That's appalling.
Oscar-winning Paul Giamatti?
You must get cultured immediately.
Yes, my God. How uncivilized.
Savages.
Cuba Gooding Jr.'s brother was in it. Omar Gooding from Smart Guy, also before your time.
That's unfortunate.
Anyway, so it's called Christmas in Compton. They're like, well, it's not safe to shoot in Compton, so we're gonna shoot in Crenshaw instead.
Slightly better? Not really.
Debatably.
Like,
Like 2 blocks away.
yeah.
So we shot in like an empty, like an abandoned strip mall, and that was kind of like our base camp, and we were able to use it for multiple locations. That area is run by a gang.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So
Yeah.
we had to shoot like a few scenes like in a neighborhood, and so we just were like, well, let's just go like 5 minutes away to a neighborhood.
Yeah.
We didn't consult with the gang.
Yeah, that was your mistake. I would have, if you had me on the consultant team, I would have let y'all know you do have to consult with the gang.
I too would have said the same thing.
You okay?
Oh,
all right.
I'm sorry.
You have like business cards? Like, how do you get a hold of them?
I'm sure. I think somebody had a number. It was probably just I don't even know what name they would have put.
I mean, yeah, they all have prison numbers for sure.
Yeah. Oh, well,
You can always try to go, hey, flag them down.
yeah.
Talk.
I mean, I'm sure we could have gotten in touch.
Yeah.
They probably would
Your
have.
leader.
How it goes bad so quick. But you were shooting in the strip mall without the gang's permission, of course.
Yeah, we had permission in the strip mall, but not in the neighborhood.
Oh gosh.
And so we filmed something. It got back to them, so we were and then there was word that they were going to come, and they weren't happy about it.
Oh.
And so they showed up with some guns.
Wait a minute. Somebody told you that they were showing up, and you stuck around?
Yeah. I was.
Why?
That's
In
Hollywood,
hindsight-
Myra. You
in
gotta make
hindsight.
it,
That is a very reasonable question.
Like, wait a minute.
I just moved out here, and That $110 a day for 12 hours a day, I was like, I need that.
Apparently, real bad. Oh, well, back then it was a little bit more, though.
Yeah, this was 2010.
Oh, well, that was decent money then. Yeah,
I mean,
that sounds good.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, it was below minimum wage when we broke it down. That was a sad day when my
right.
fellow PAs and I broke it down.
Don't break it down.
Why did we do that? Why did we break that number down?
Yeah, never break it down.
Anyway, so we had a brief exchange. They came to talk to us, let us know that we weren't happy. They were going to come back with some money, or they were going to come back when we give them some money.
Oh.
And so they were like, don't you just keep filming or whatever. And so we decided to keep filming. And so they sent me like 250 yards away from set to keep an eye out for them.
Dude.
And I'm standing there with a walkie-talkie and a flashlight. And I'm just thinking.
No armor? No protection?
No.
Oh my
No.
God. They didn't care about you, dude. I'm sorry.
No.
I hate to break it to you.
I know.
You were bait.
It's true.
You were the-
And I knew this. And I'm sitting here thinking, like, they're going to kidnap me and, like, hold me for ransom.
I would if I was them. Sorry.
Right?
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
easy. You're out there in the open.
And thankfully nothing happened and nobody was shot. We finished the movie. It is available. I've never actually seen it.
Wow. What's it called?
Christmas in Compton.
Oh, yeah. Christmas in Compton. I'm going to watch that now because now I know the story behind it. So, you know.
Check it out.
Yeah.
I love
I'll
how they
have
just
to.
give you
There's
a
lore.
flashlight and stuff. It's like the British are coming, but like the blood.
Right. Yeah. Blink twice. Yeah. You know Morse code, right? Yeah. Just, flash. Meanwhile, it would just be this probably, and then like, oh, the flashlight seems to be on the ground, and Joe is not there. I don't know what.
I haven't seen this
Sitting
signal
there.
before.
Yeah, exactly.
And they complain these PAs, man. You can't.
You can't fucking trust him, dude. It's so hard to find good help. He's on the floor and the flashlight's there too.
Sleeping on the job.
Dude, he's just out
walked
there.
off.
Fucking moron. Like, he's
Just
just
walked
sleeping.
off. Where'd he go? We don't know. God, what an ass.
Poor guy.
Having said all that, a lot of very nice people on that set.
Are you sure?
Yeah. My fellow PAs.
Oh,
you
yes.
know.
Okay, cool. Yeah. The
And
Alliance.
I was the driver for an actor named Keith David, who's he's a
I'm
that
aware.
guy.
Oh.
Like if you see him, you'd be like, oh, Keith David,
You know,
that guy.
yeah, I
He's
know
been in
Keith
a
David.
bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I've heard of this Keith David.
And I picked him up in my like rundown Honda Accord that was like 4 months past needing a car wash.
Did he notice?
And he didn't say anything to me. He was polite, but then the next day the producer was like, "Hey, man, you got to get a fucking car wash, man. Like,
Oh
you're
my
picking
God.
up an actor, like, come on."
Dude, there's no
I was just
way.
oblivious. Sorry, Mr. David.
Well, you know good and well he had to say something because
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure he's just like, come on, what are we doing here? You sending
Dang.
this schmuck in this dirty ass car?
that's crazy.
I'm doing Christmas in Compton. They could at least send a nice car to people.
Yeah, I mean, Christmas
Exactly.
in
It's a
Compton.
lowrider or something.
Something to match the genre at least. Like, let me get into character or something.
Exactly.
Dude, what did he expect? Christmas in Compton. He's
Yes.
here. Like, what the
Like,
fuck?
oh, okay,
dude?
yeah, dirty ass car. This checks out.
Yeah, exactly, bro. Get into character. Come on.
Exactly. So yeah, that was my first like LA set. I've been on others, but that's how it started by the glitz and glamour of Hollywood.
Oh, yeah, that's
All right,
Hollywood,
good luck,
baby.
Myra. You're not gonna have a good time. You said you should go first, so.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. Yeah, you should have gone second because yours is way better. Honestly, it was pretty like surgical. It was. I mean, I don't know. It was just like.
Surgical, like,
it was
like,
like
the
stale.
stirrups or what?
Sterile is the word. It was just like, how do I put it? Like, very rules. There's so many rules, and it was like, okay, we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna do this, and it was just, I don't know, it was boring. I mean, I talked to the producer. I was extremely nervous. They told me like, okay, you're basically just gonna walk in. They're gonna ask you some questions. Like, they gave me very little direction, which they do on purpose because they wanted you to look like awkward and new. Because like those newer sites, like the sites that you would go on for your first time, like they aren't lying about a thing. So, they just kind of throw you up in there. They don't really give you any direction, and they make sure you kind of look a little awkward and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I was like, my chest was burning until I actually started like fucking. After that, it was great. It was great. So yeah, I mean, that was my first experience on set. I hated the makeup. The makeup was terrible. It was shit. It was early as fuck. I didn't like it, honestly. I wasn't a fan. I was happy with my bag though. But obviously, like as porn progressed, like it became way more fun. Like those first few shoots are just, they just suck. You know, you're just too nervous. You know, and also those like new companies with those first time girls, like they are only shooting people for their first time. They're not like building a relationship with any of these actors, so they don't give a fuck about you like at all. Like in the slide, I mean, they're like nice, but they don't like, they're not gonna build a friendship with you. They have no purpose to. People who I like film with now, directors that I film with now, like we all see each other like once, twice, maybe even 5 times a month, you know? So it's like, yeah, it's a lot nicer and it's a lot more of a community, but like that first, like the outer circle, like to get into porn, like you actually kind of have to go through some weird shit. Like, I mean, not weird, but it's like, just like, it's uncomfortable a little bit. I mean, it's not like how it is now, like obviously, you know?
So after your first one was like so kind of like awkward and everything, what made you want to keep doing it?
Honestly, like, I expected it to be far worse than what it was. And when the burning in my chest went away when I started performing, I was like, okay, maybe I have a knack for this. Maybe I can do this. And
Fuck.
yeah, I can have sex. Well, at the very least, it was like, after I did my first like boy-girl scene, like there was no going back in my mind because I was like, okay, well I've done it. Like I'm a porn star now. There's a video of me having sex on the internet now. There's truly no going back. Like whatever jobs I wanted to get, whatever boyfriend I wanted to get, like that's sealed off. So once I did it, I'm like, I'm doing this. Like I don't, you know, and I didn't really know how else to make that kind of money and like not have to like work and stuff like that. So I really didn't give a fuck if I liked it or not. I was like, I'm gonna do it either way. But I grew to like it.
Pimped yourself out.
Yeah. I know. I actually originally when I started, I was like, I have a 2-year plan. I'm gonna quit after 2 years, and like now I'm like, bitch, you were dumb as hell. Ain't nobody. I don't. Who's quitting? Who's quitting?
Okay. Also, Joe, same question to you. What made you keep doing it after your gang initiation?
It was. I mean, it was the only thing I'd ever wanted to do. Yeah, like going from Ohio, I studied film in college in North Carolina School of the Arts. And so when I moved out here, I mean, honestly, before that movie, I actually got a job working with Danny McBride and at their production company.
Him.
And so I was the writer's assistant on season 3 of Eastbound and Down.
Dang.
And then, like, I started off as an intern, did that for a couple months, because they went to the same school that I did. And so I went to, anyway, went to a screening. They kind of recognized me because I had, like, we hosted a party in college when they were there, or when they came to screen Pineapple Express.
Yeah.
That's so cool. One of my favorite movies ever.
Yeah, mine too.
We all love Pineapple Express.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I was an intern. And then writer's assistant, and then after 6 weeks, I got fired.
What? What'd you do?
Nothing.
Nothing? Yeah, right.
No,
okay.
like I truly, literally nothing.
Yeah?
Like I didn't didn't do my job. Like I literally didn't do my job.
I see.
In the sense that I didn't have like work ethic. I didn't know it. It was just like, you know, like at lunch or something, Danny would just be like, oh, hey, we should really hang that poster up on the wall. And I'm like, yeah, we should. And didn't realize that he's like, that's you fucking idiot. You're the intern.
That's
You do
hilarious.
that.
Honestly,
and so I was just oblivious and didn't have the, you know, it was like soul crushing. I was like, oh my God, I ruined like my, you know, this was my shot. And
yeah.
so it was, I went from getting fired to then Christmas in Compton.
Christmas in Compton. See?
And I was like, well, I just got to double down now and just really try and work my way out of it. And then that's when I created my own show with a couple of my friends. Because I was like, I just need to get back to like making stuff.
Right.
You know, that's what
Yeah.
I'd done since high school. And so I just took a lot of my failures in the romantic department and was like, let's put some of those on steroids. Some of them didn't even need to be put on steroids.
Right.
And just make a show out of it. So yeah, that's what started that. And then that gained some notoriety. And so that made me feel like, okay, I'm not delusional for doing this.
Right.
People like what I'm making.
Yes.
And then, yeah, from there, it kind of opened other avenues and everything. But yeah, it was just like, I think the pivot was like, I'm not going to keep doing like bullshit little like PA work.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna make my own stuff, and you know, I mean, obviously it wasn't like the grand slam because I'm not a big deal, but I'm like the kind of I get like a taste of the big deal. Like, here's an example, and this. Average Joe was like, we did 3 seasons. It was like a web series when that was just kind of starting. So I haven't put anything out in like 8 years.
Really?
But here's another humble brag for you.
Oh my God.
I was recognized in a Starbucks in Missouri.
Oh my God. Whoa.
Like, I was doing a cross-country road trip. They were like, Average Joe, I love that show. And it was just like a satisfying sort of like, yeah, I made something that people will remember.
Well, that's nice. I
You know what? I'll do a humble brag for you.
Oh.
I don't know if you remember this. Remember you got me tickets to go see Black Veil Brides with you?
Oh, right.
And then as we're leaving that, almost every fan stopped and wanted to take a picture with you.
Dang,
Because
know
they
you too.
recognized you from Average Joe. And it was like we were at this famous theater. His rock star cousin just did an amazing performance. We're standing outside, and like every fan is like stopping to take a picture with him.
Dang.
And I should specify, he was a guest on the show sometimes, so he helped kind of bring in an audience.
I see.
And then, but yeah, then people, you know. So anyway, then the other time that I was recognized, well, it was also a hotel in South Carolina. But the one I wanted to, that one was kind of weird.
Do tell.
It was a maid.
Interesting.
And she was like looking like she wanted to do something with me. And
I
was
know
like,
a thing or two about maids.
like, this is no.
You
no.
weren't gonna jump on that?
No, I mean, like I'm not gonna. Anyway, no.
All
It was
right,
like
man.
a hotel that you could still smoke cigarettes in. Like, this was not an establishment.
She wasn't cute.
No.
Oh,
Not that it would have mattered if she was. But,
Really?
yeah.
oh.
No.
Yeah, we find love in a hopeless place, man.
But no, it was. It's true. I wish I could say I would have.
See?
But.
Yeah.
No, it was when I was on medical leave.
Oh, okay.
And so I was at like rock bottom.
Yeah, probably
And
wasn't
it was at a AMC, the person tearing tickets. And at that point in my life, I just like started crying in front of them.
Oh, man.
Because they were like, I loved your show. What are you doing now? And I was like,
Oh, no.
well,
Oh, my God.
I kind of gave up. And now I'm trying to teach, but I can't even do that.
Oh,
I had
my
a nervous
gosh.
breakdown. And then I'm going to go now. I was like seeing a movie by myself. And I just like went into the bathroom. I was like, what the fuck are you doing? And they're like,
Aw. We turned that into a movie.
yeah.
Yeah, next movie. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
you,
good.
You really got to get the nervous breakdown in there real good.
Yeah.
And the Zoom part, you have
Yes.
to get
Oh,
that.
yeah.
You have to.
Yeah, I'll send you a screenshot. I'll ask
Please.
the
Yeah, please.
listeners, please go find that. I don't want to find that episode. The fact that it exists is enough.
Please don't take him back to memory lane. That's
No.
not the one he wants to see.
No.
Maybe like Memory Street, not
Yeah,
Memory Lane.
yeah,
Good.
If I could do a little bit more humble bragging review, because I love Average Joe. I thought that was such a good show. And also, one of my favorite shows is Curb. And I remember, like, man, some of these lines in here are like, could be straight up used in that TV show.
Yeah.
It was great. Anthony and I, we carpool here, and we were talking about your movie. And there's even a scene in there that Anthony brought up that like felt like straight out of Curb Your Enthusiasm, where the guy kept hearing something that was like waking him up in his room. So he goes like, "Hey, can we like swap?" That was like a Larry David, but I don't know if that was even intentional. But it was like, oh, that's like such a Larry David thing to like force people out of their room.
Yes. Yeah, that was definitely.
And the sheets.
Yeah, the sheets. Yes. Yeah, well, thank you. Yeah, I love Curb, and I think, the sensibilities. I got into movies because it was like Netflix had just come out, and so I was getting DVDs sent and like staying up till 4 a.m. in high school watching movies. And, like,
Oh, wow.
And it was Woody Allen, who I know is whatever.
Wait, Myra, do you know what DVDs are?
What are DVDs?
Myra, yeah.
What are DVDs?
They're like VHSs, but smaller.
What's VHS? No, I'm just like, okay,
They're
go
like
on now.
laser discs, but also smaller.
Okay, now Laserdisc, I actually don't know what that is.
Those are like record-sized DVDs
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
that's interesting.
before they could make them smaller.
Look, man.
So my sensibilities were like Woody Allen. I was like, oh, he's like kind of an awkward, goofy, funny guy that
Yeah.
writes and creates his own stuff and stars in it. I can do that.
Yeah.
And then Larry David. So the Jewish comedian influence is definitely.
Wait, what's the beef with Woody Allen? I heard the noises and faces.
Oh God, I
don't know.
That might be.
That's a
Oh,
whole
it's not
other.
a good
I don't want this
topic?
age restricted.
Oh, God.
It's not even that. It's not. Yeah, I shouldn't have even made that joke.
Oh, no, I just.
He's married to his adoptive daughter.
Yeah.
They've been together for like 25 years.
That's like, look, you can talk about sister wives. Why can't you talk about this?
Well, it was.
The way that it got.
Wait, adoptive. They're
God.
not blood. I mean, no, I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm not saying it's not wrong. I'm
No,
just
no,
saying
I
it's
know.
not
Different than
illegal.
being on a tab.
There's definitely some people watching them. So, okay. All right. I digress. Anyways.
It's like, one too many step roasties.
Yeah, for real.
What's what?
Whoa. Never said what's wrong with that. Those were never my words.
No, it was not.
But however, in terms of monetization, I don't know. I've heard of a lot of crazy shit talked about on YouTube, right?
Yeah, I think
Sister wives. There's lots of sister wives. I don't know. Is that illegal? Is that bad? The sister wives?
I have no idea.
I find that fucked up.
Polygamy is illegal.
Polygamy?
Is illegal.
I never know. There's too
Is
many
it accepted
words.
in Utah, or is that just?
And it's so.
Even there?
Yeah, even there it's like.
Wait, what? Isn't there one state that is legal?
That's what I thought.
I thought it was Utah.
Yeah, I could have sworn Utah.
They all went to like Mexico because they wouldn't legalize it. There's like a big community in Mexico of these people. Yeah.
And
Rock
that's why
on.
they're building the wall.
Ohio. And there's not a community of polygamy in Ohio. It's not Utah. One of those.
Oh, so Utah's the Mormon state?
Yeah.
They're
okay.
there, but it's just not.
It's just
legal.
not legal.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
Oh,
Yeah.
they've got a little underground community.
It
I
makes
like
it
that.
hotter.
Yeah, actually,
Yeah, it's on the DL.
a little kinky. I don't know. Those Mormons, I don't trust
I mean,
them.
they're not like actually like underground.
That would make it even cooler.
Cages, like,
Actually, there is a really interesting Netflix documentary where they've blown people up.
What?
Yeah, there's like some Mormon communities that are like at war with each other and have like
What?
blown up buildings and
That's
stuff.
the Mexican ones. They're like war.
What?
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe.
He's just blaming everything on Mexicans.
No, they go crazy. I'm pretty sure that's what I'm talking
Oh yeah, there is a Netflix documentary on it. It's actually pretty interesting, but it's been like 5 years since I've seen it, so I might be confusing some facts.
I didn't realize there was so much polygamy going on. I was unaware. The only one I knew about was the Sister Wives show, and that's it. And because me and my mom would be like, what the fuck? But that's the only reason why I knew about that. I didn't know that there was a community in Mexico. Can we go see them? We should document them.
You know, I haven't looked it up in a while, so who knows?
We're gonna fact check you, Anthony. Motherfucker, you better not be saying some bullshit. Wait, what?
All right, so teaching.
Working in South Central, it's mostly first-generation students,
Wow.
and it's not a well-off area, and so I've learned, and I think part of it's generational. Like high school kids just don't watch movies, so they get all their content on their phones.
That's true.
TikTok and all that kind of stuff. So a lot of them even struggled to name their favorite movie the first week of school.
Dang,
Or
really?
a movie that they really like.
Wow.
And so it can be kind of disheartening for me because it was just like, I wish I had this class in high school.
Right.
And so as much as you want to be like, screw you for not taking this seriously, on the other hand, it's like, well, if you don't have an interest in it, I mean, I can't,
I would imagine a lot of kids in LA have a big interest in it. Do you have any kids in your classes who are really into it, or?
That's what I've kind of learned. Like mentally, I was closer to Hollywood living in Ohio than these kids are. Like it's just they don't leave the neighborhood. I mean, they don't leave their area.
Right.
And it's just not something I've kind of learned that privilege for me is just being able to dream big. I think these kids, for them, it's like their parents just want them to do a little better than they've done.
Right.
So it's a lot of sort of trade school stuff, and there's nothing wrong with it, but I've just had to give them put it in their head that there are options. There's career paths.
Yeah.
Within the entertainment industry.
Yeah, it's 40 minutes away.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's a whole other world. So, yeah, when there are kids that show real interest, I just took 10 kids to entertainment expo for graduating students that just show
that's nice.
different career paths and all that kind of stuff. And I have a bunch of guest artists come in and kind of introduce, a music composer that was Emmy nominated, and like just people that I've met out here when I was doing all the film work stuff. So so it gets me very excited. I've got a couple that are going to pursue it in college, and I feel good about it. So.
Well, that's nice. Oh my God, you're pushing people out into the world, and they're going to do some big stuff.
I sure hope so.
Yeah. No, I'm sure they will. I mean, like the Doritos thing, they should fucking sell that to Doritos as an ad.
Oh, I know.
That's what they should do.
Yeah, well, and I did a music video unit for my advanced class, so they film music videos, and I'm trying to get them to put it on Instagram, tag the actual artists, they'll probably give you a shout out or something.
They probably will, or repost it or something, something like that. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, definitely.
So, anyway, it is exciting when people show real interest in it.
Yeah, I mean, that's really big that you're teaching in an area where kids are kind of taught to kind of just do decent instead of dream big. Because I always heard it from all my friends growing up. They were just trying to do go to college and go to business school and do this and maybe get this job and maybe do that, maybe a nurse, maybe an RA. They were dreaming so medium, and again, there's no problem with that. If your passion is helping people, of course, that's your thing. But obviously there's a lot of people who do it just to fit the status quo, and I've never understood that. My parents have always been the type to be don't settle, dream big, you can do anything. And I thought everyone had those parents. I thought everyone grew up like that.
That's the benefit of being here for multiple generations and being comfortable with where you are, whereas all these people their parents came here from another country and live in a rough area, and so there's this
I understand,
this tendency to just want to keep them close and safe, and it's really been an eye-opening experience for me. Just realizing okay, I get this takes time to even think about a career in the arts, because if you just say that, it sounds impractical.
I mean, it does. Even to people who were born and raised in America, a lot of people can't even really get behind that. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
And they don't have any type of
avenue to just the person in their life that's no, you can do this.
Yeah. To me, that's always just so surprising. I don't know. And if I didn't have my parents, I feel I always had somebody, or at least TV or something that. I don't know. I felt like I did a decent job of grasping that. But the more I find out, the more I hear, the more I find out that people don't really have the access.
Right. They just don't even think about it. But that's all I wanted to do from an early age, make movies and stuff.
Make movies and teach, apparently, and be the Boy Meets World guy.
Yeah. I've since discovered that Mr. Feeney is a character.
Yeah.
Somebody wrote those lines. I don't have sage words of wisdom to hand out.
Yes, you do. You just gotta find them. You just gotta and rebrand it.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. I'm just gonna start. Yeah, I'll just start doing Feeney things. I'll bring in 2 potted plants and make I'm trying to remember what he's talking about in that scene. The plant needed to move outside so that it could grow. It needed to move away from what's comfortable.
See?
He moved it from inside to outside so that it had the seeds to grow. Whatever the hell.
Exactly. That metaphor.
Yeah, they're never gonna watch that show either, so you can say whatever you want.
Well,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, honestly, it could have been a metaphor for anything.
Yes, exactly.
But I mean, no, you just have to kind of channel that and slowly. It's gonna be funny because slowly you're gonna just start to morph into him until you're literally the Boy Meets World guy and just walk in.
Yeah.
What's wrong, guys?
I'll just have a vaguely British accent that's not Mr. Matthews.
Invest in a bunch of sweater vests.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. I'll shave the beard, just do the stash.
See?
It'll be great.
You just slowly morph into him.
Yep.
I would laugh. Personally, that would get me. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good bit. That's a good bit. Yeah. You should do that.
Yeah. If I'm still doing it in 20 years, maybe I will just look like Feeney.
Yeah. I mean,
we'll see what happens.
If you're still there in 20 years, what else is there to do,
True. Yeah. I mean, hopefully get back into making shit.
Yeah, I was gonna say, hopefully, you're back on this side by then. Hopefully we get you back to the dark side.
Have you given detention yet, or?
Oh my God.
No.
Really?
Have you gotten close to detention?
So
no.
Pushover. I'm just kidding.
Well, here's the thing. I realized really quickly, well, wait a minute. If I do detention, that means I'm staying after school too.
Yeah.
I was no, I'm not going to do that.
Bro, smart. Just
I am out the door with the students. So no, I have not. I have not sent a kid down to the office or anything.
Really?
I have a pretty high tolerance for bullshit.
Really?
I've come close a couple times. I probably will next year, like the first week, just to set an example, you know?
I'm weak. Bro's doing
Just
power
to
plays.
set the tone the first day of class. Just send a couple kids to the
Yeah.
office.
You! Out of here.
What did I do?
first
I
day.
don't like the way you look.
Don't like the...
It's like a dunce hat and everything. Like, just take it back, old school punishment.
Right. Yeah. Corporal punishment. Yeah, I'll just bring a ruler and just whack them.
Yeah, just like start slapping
Like an
their
old
hands.
nun.
Yes.
No, I really don't have much. I don't really have much issue, and it's one of those things where like kids, or you know, like if I tell people I teach in South Central, some people's reactions are, "Oh my God, they must be terrible," and I'm like, "Well, that's a shitty general assumption to make." Really, it's just like kids on their phones, not listening to me, and general like bleh, just like teenage energy.
Yeah.
Which you will
Angst.
get anywhere in any high school, anywhere.
Yeah.
You know,
Are you
and
ever
I-
hoping for like the "Oh Captain, my Captain"?
Yes, I did. So I have a movie club that I run with like a couple film nerds, kids that I like and kind of grab. You know, I was like, okay, I can see me like when I was your age.
Yeah.
And I did show them that, and I was kind of hoping. So what do you think? Maybe
Oh, what do you think though?
maybe you'll stand up on the desk. They didn't. They did not.
Oh, unfortunately, I was gonna say.
But,
Status report or no desk stands?
No. Have you seen Dead Poets Society?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Sure.
All right. Listen, man. I heard
course.
things about kids standing on desks, and I wanted to know.
They stand out of allegiance to a teacher who's been fired. And they say, "Oh, Captain, my Captain," which, again, without any context, doesn't really mean anything.
Yes. Sounds kind of corny. I don't know.
Yeah, it would. It would with that music and that Robin Williams performance. Now, do you know who Robin Williams is?
All right. Enough.
He was the genie.
Who's that? Enough, y'all. God damn. What do I have to do to age around here?
Not the live action one. That was Will Smith. This is the 90s.
No, I do love a good Robin Williams movie.
Good.
Mrs. Doubtfire was
Classic.
fucking bomb. Yeah, it's
Yes,
good. See,
it's-
if we're gonna talk about Robin Williams, I will bring out the
All right,
classics.
you're cool.
There you go. Yeah.
Thank you.
You've redeemed yourself.
Thank you. Yeah,
Yes.
with the Miss Doubtfire, I got
Many
some more
times
up my
over.
sleeve, so just wait. Mainly music, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I what's it called? My stepdad and honestly my whole family, we would play rock band, and so like by force I'm like cultured and knowing like all that stuff. Also a lot of the old like 80s movies, like what was that one? The guy who directed The Breakfast Club and like 16 Wishes or something.
16 Candles.
16 Candles, yeah. Yeah. My mom made me watch all of those. So I do know about you guys' culture a little bit, kind of.
Kind of. You
Yeah.
almost got the name of the movie right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right on, man.
Didn't remember the guy's name.
Listen, but he's a guy. He's a guy, and I know he does those things.
was a
And I know he
50-50
does all the
John
guys.
Hughes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
freaking
There we go.
Johnny Boy. Yeah, I know that guy. Fuck yeah. Anyway. I'm fucking culture, guys.
Yes.
All right?
That's
Shit.
right, you are.
What is your favorite movie? Do you have one?
Mine?
Yeah. And then
gonna
also
pick-
you too, Joe. After Myra.
It's so hard to pick one because it really just depends on what mood I'm in and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, there's a movie for every mood. But if I was gonna pick my favorite all time, it would probably be like a comfort thing, so it wouldn't be anything out of the ordinary, like cinematic wise or anything like that. Well, okay, you know what I will say, like cinematically, I love the guy who directs Hereditary.
I love his. It starts with the A, doesn't it?
A24 or A something.
No. The director. I know
Yeah.
who you're talking- Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. Well, either way, I love that guy. Midsummer, all that shit. Hereditary to me was one of the best movies I've ever seen. I don't really like watch horror because it doesn't scare me, but that's kind of scared me, and I was like completely fully entertained.
The cinematography in Midsummer was like some of the best I've
It
ever
was-
seen. It was such a beautiful movie.
Yeah, no, it was visually, like, aesthetically pleasing, but I'm, like, more of a plot person. I mean, I know, okay, visually, like, appealing is very big to me, but, like, I also really do care about the plot. And,
Sure.
Yeah. A24,
Me too.
he's so good. Yeah, I like him. Comfort movie, though, The Grinch. Jim Carrey, I don't give a fuck. That shit is
Yeah.
so good. Yeah.
Well, and I mean, I have the soundtrack to The Grinch. And there's no better collabo than the Jim Carrey Busta Rhymes collabo that is on the soundtrack for The Grinch.
I never got to see that.
Oh, you got to listen.
I guess I do have to listen. I never noticed.
Come Christmas time.
Come Christmas
Put
time.
on
Well,
that Grinch soundtrack.
well,
Don't you?
listen, man. We open the window at night here. We pretend it's Christmas.
There
That's
you
about
go.
it.
So
yeah.
we looked up the director. It's Ari Aster.
Yeah, I feel some people call it
A24 is the studio.
It's a
Yes.
studio. Oh, that's
Yes.
the people who do the producer.
I don't know if they produce
don't
that,
know.
but it is a big studio.
Okay,
A24,
yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe my friends be getting confused because my friends be calling him that. I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure it's not his name. But now
sure he likes that, though. That's
I
like-
say it though because they say it. So.
I was going to let it slide.
Thank
but
you.
he
Yeah,
had
but,
to- he
yeah,
had
of
to-
course. You
I
always
was
fucking mess with me, dude. Stepping on my toes.
No,
What the
I was
fuck?
helping. I was trying to be nice about it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, just let me drown out there.
She's culture, damn it.
Damn it!
Got the Grinch.
Thank you for covering for me, because it's like a war zone out here, man. Yeah, it's just
See what you're working with.
I'm saying, dude. No, I get no breaks. None.
None.
Yeah.
Oof, I don't know.
No potty breaks.
No, potty breaks. We actually, matter of fact, let me get a potty break. No, I'm just kidding. I don't need to pee. I forgot my show actually works in that sense that it's actually like a potty break. Like you can actually like take a potty break. I'm gonna use that whenever I do finally have to pee, because I've never had to pee on one of these. But whenever I do, I'm gonna be like, all right, guys, I gotta take a potty
This
break.
one will play our theme song.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Oh my
smart.
God,
That's
we've
good.
never made one. Can we do it with like little flushes?
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, I like that.
I want little flushes.
And it was like a little fart noise slipped in there.
Yeah, like
Yeah. Yeah. Like a squeaker.
yeah.
Question mark.
I love this.
Just so what are like maybe some of your favorite movies?
Yeah.
Jaws is my favorite movie.
Yeah.
Really?
I love that movie.
They had to like overlap the audio for like the opening scene too, like her screams and stuff. Yeah, it's so crazy.
Yeah. The first time I saw it was where they filmed it on Martha's Vineyard, where my family has a shack.
What?
A literal shack. Like Martha's Vineyard's very hoity-toity and everything now and bougie. But like my great-grandfather built a shack there in like the 50s, and the land is worth far more than the shack, but we still have it.
Yeah.
So anyway,
keep
I
that
saw it
fucking
there.
land. Yeah.
And you were saying horror movies don't really scare you. I was scared of a movie about a shark in the ocean. Like I couldn't go to sleep. I was like looking in the closet. My dad was like,
For a
"What
shark?
the fuck? Are you? There's no shark in your closet."
But I was like a really disappointed dad. And it was
Yeah, he's like,
come
"Why?
on,
Why?
a shark?
You're waking me up because you're scared of a shark?"
Dude's like, I'm about to move to the beach, give you something to be scared of.
Right? Exactly. I'm gonna throw you in the ocean.
That's funny.
But yeah, the making of that movie just fascinates me because it was Steven Spielberg was 26 when he made that.
Oh.
26 years old.
I didn't know that.
God, I was such a piece of shit when I was 26.
Me too.
I still am.
I'm not even 26, so I might can do it.
Yeah. Imagine you just like take a couple months off and drop. The new
Myra
Jaws comes out.
Spielberg?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, how about Ash? Do you have a favorite movie?
I used to always say like grandma's, but I just always think of like old school stoner movies or like
Yeah.
always
They're
like, some of
pretty
my favorite
decent.
ones, but I don't know. It depends on my mood too.
Yeah.
I can't pick favorites.
Yeah,
What
favorites
about
is very
what about
hard.
You, Anthony? Do you have a favorite?
Yeah.
Yeah, mine's a super cliche, but it's Pulp Fiction.
That's a great one. Yeah. I remember for the movie that got me like inspired to like want to work in industry was Jurassic Park.
Really?
I still remember that scene where they see the dinosaurs for the first time.
Yep.
And I was like, someone did that? I was
Yes.
like, my mind was blown seeing that. And then my comfort movie, even though it's kind of like a meme now, is The Princess Bride.
Oh,
I
that's a good
absolutely
one.
love that.
Classic.
I love that
My
movie.
mom loves that. It's like her
Yeah.
favorite.
It's a
Yeah.
great one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Interesting.
Jurassic Park was the first one to fully integrate CGI.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just remember it was just like,
the
it
animatronics.
didn't make sense to me that like someone thought of this
Right.
and then they went and did it. And yeah, it was like blowing my mind. Yeah.
Yeah, my mom made me watch Jaws and Jurassic Park when I was like 4. And
Oh my gosh.
yeah. I wasn't scared of
I'm so
Jaws.
sorry.
Yeah, no. I mean, I love my mom, but she's a little jokester. Yeah.
Oh, what is traumatizing your kid? You're so funny.
Yeah, actually, it was so funny. She made sure we watched Jaws right before we went to Universal back when it still had the Jaws ride.
Oh, it still does.
No,
On the
here?
at the tour. Yeah, if you do the studio tour.
Oh, what? Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Yeah, the
I didn't know
studio
that.
tour here, that's my favorite all-time theme park
Field
ride.
trip.
Oh my god, yes,
Yeah,
can't
let's do
we?
it. Yeah.
Yes, Poopy Poopy, come on. Oh my god, let's go. Okay. But yeah.
Never mind, I'm busy that day.
What? She was gonna go. Okay, all right. But anyways, yeah, she made sure that me and my twin sister watched Jaws right before we went on the ride, and we thought it was real. We thought we were
Yeah.
really there in Jaws. We were 4. I thought I was really in Jaws.
Of course, you
Yeah.
had reason to be concerned,
Yeah.
whereas I was in a house.
I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry, dude. That was my point, actually, that I was
Okay, good.
circling
Well,
back to. Yeah, is that I didn't fear Jaws until I saw a shark eating my boat.
Right,
Yeah.
and yeah, you were over water, albeit
Yeah.
a swimming pool, but you were 4, so...
Yeah, and younger than you, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. You were 4, I was 12,
All right.
in
yeah.
a house,
Yeah.
nowhere near the ocean.
I will say, dinosaurs scared the shit out of me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, see, I didn't have that because I
Yeah.
know they don't exist. But somehow, but sharks do exist, but not in homes.
Yeah,
They
but-
are not in
Not in
homes.
closets.
But I don't know, the idea of a big giant monster just started to scare the shit out of me after that. I'm like, God damn, so brutal.
Right, because again, you saw it at 4.
Yeah.
Okay, see, there we
Yeah,
go.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That is totally reasonable.
It was somewhat, I would like to say somewhat reasonable, unlike yours.
More, yeah, no, mine is not at all.
Yeah, you get a
Mine
pass
is
over.
unreasonable.
Yeah,
Dude, we're gonna be
carpet
talking about-
sharks.
So what I did
Closet sharks.
when I was 15, I made a movie called Pool Jaws.
Oh, that's
And
so
it's
cool.
about a killer shark in a swimming pool who can morph from any body of water. So it comes out of a faucet, it comes out of the pool.
That's actually a really sick
If
concept.
you want to see me battle an inflatable shark to the final countdown playing, it
have
is
to.
available on YouTube.
It's available on YouTube?
Yes.
What's it called? Pool
Pool
Shark?
Jaws 2.
Pool Jaws
YouTube?
2.
Pool Jaws 2.
Was there a first one?
There
Yep.
was. It was terrible.
Wait, was it yours as
Oh,
well?
it was mine as well. Yep.
Okay, all right. So he only wants us to watch Pool Jaws 2. Okay.
The Seed of Pool Jaws. That's what it's called.
The Seed
Well,
of Pool
is
Jaws.
it? I
I'll be
mean-
watching the whole series front to
Am
back
I gonna
tonight.
get lost in the plot though? Like, what do I need to know about Pool Jaws?
Oh no, it's
Yeah.
there's no connection. It was only that I made one. The first one I didn't have access to a shark, so that made it more difficult.
Yeah,
the
that's
second one,
tough.
the second one I had the inflatable shark.
You couldn't go to a Target before.
Dude.
I was in a summer
There's no
camp.
budget.
I was in
Yeah.
a film program, and they wouldn't let us leave the first summer, and then the second summer, I brought one with me. The shark. I brought an inflatable shark. It's like I'm gonna conquer
sneak it
this
in.
I like how
story.
you have to
Oh my
wait like
God.
a year. I'm
Yes.
gonna redeem myself.
Yes.
Instead of like a whole new movie, it's like no, I'm
No,
doing
no.
this right.
I'm gonna live up to the vision that I
Pool
had.
fucking Jaws, dude.
Yep.
We're doing it
I
this
believe
year.
my character's name is Lando Kincaid.
Kincaid.
So anyway,
No, I'll be
I gotta
binging
say,
that.
I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, I'll be binging
I
that.
peaked. I peaked at Pool Shark.
You know what would be a cool project for your students is like Pool Shark 3. See,
Yeah.
like now that you have all
Pool
the
Jaws.
skills.
Pool
Pool
Jaws
Jaws.
3. Oh my
Pictures
god.
masterpiece.
Not Pool Shark.
Yeah, what the fuck? Pool
Fucking
Shark?
idiot,
Oh
dude.
my god.
I'm so sorry.
Come on, don't disrespect the art like that,
Yeah,
please.
thank you.
Yeah, I mean, this
Thank
guy
you.
literally went no budget in a serene location with nothing and made a movie. Like, this guy's a genius.
No
She
budget,
said
no
it.
show.
Yep.
I'll take it.
Yep.
Yeah.
No budget, nothing.
No.
It's gonna be the genius behind Pool Jaws 2. That's gonna be in the description.
Yeah. I did think about actually like rewriting it with trying to get like a budget and
You
get like
should.
Jason Statham, and it'd still be an inflatable shark.
Yes.
That's
But
the
it's
whole
taken
budget
super
goes
seriously.
I think that would be
Like
so
nobody,
funny.
there's nobody points out that we're in a comedy.
Yeah.
It's just a super serious movie, but with an inflatable shark.
Your
I
whole
would buy
budget
that.
is just with Jason
Yes,
Statham.
exactly.
That's the entire
Like, what the
budget.
fuck did I say?
And you're just telling him that we're gonna CGI, we'll fix it in post.
Yeah.
Just,
Yeah.
So he's
Yeah.
like dead, like I was like, oh,
It's just there to help you act. It's just
Exactly.
there to block. That's all.
Yeah, this inflatable shark is just, we're not going to use this.
It's silly.
Don't be insane. Don't
Yeah.
be ridiculous. I mean, the money we spent on CGI
Yeah.
is non-existent because it's all on you.
Yeah,
but
that's all I need. Buddy. Yep. He can go from the Meg to Pool Jaws. Pool
Yeah.
Jaws. And I'll start with Pool Jaws 2, again, even with him. And
Yeah.
people are going to be like, where's one?
And then bring him back for Pool Jaws 3 before Pool Jaws 2 releases.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
So he doesn't find out.
Exactly.
Yeah. I would pay good money to see that. I would. I would.
Good.
I think
I'm
that's a good
glad.
idea.
That's the motivation I need to
Yeah.
write the script.
Yeah, right.
Sign up for the Andy Show Patreon, and maybe
You'll get the first look at
Yeah.
Cool Jaws 3.
Yeah, just maybe.
Okay, so maybe to wrap up the show, I'm gonna ask you the most cliche question I can think of. You're the one teaching now.
Yeah.
But what if the students taught you?
Oh.
Patience. They've taught patience.
That's a good one.
They've taught me to think about things from a different perspective. Kind of like what I was saying earlier, just different upbringing, different culture stuff.
Yeah.
And I do want to point out, it's not like a woe is them, like they're all poor and don't I don't want to give off that energy.
Dude,
It's
fuck
not
him.
like that.
Bro does not like y'all. I'm just
It's just kind of it's an odd thing to talk about
Yeah.
because it's like they're like a lot of them do go to 4-year colleges
Yeah.
and they have high goals. It's just not it's not entertainment.
Yeah, of course.
It's like doctors and a couple lawyers and our valedictorian last year is at Harvard. You know, so it's like, but it's more just like for me being the film teacher, trying to instill in them like you can have a career in the arts and like make decent money and you know what I mean. So anyway, but yeah, so I think they've taught that, just to they've reminded me the need to kind of go with the flow. I think, because I lost sight of that briefly. So yeah, I'd say off the top of my head, that's probably what they've taught me.
Yeah.
How was that?
That was pretty
That was
good.
great.
Yeah,
I think
I
that
would
was
say
good.
that was great, in
Okay.
fact. Yeah, patience is a big one. Kids will teach that for sure.
Yeah.
I don't think you can be around kids.
Test it.
Yeah.
And even like I was hoping to get over here a little earlier today, and like we ended because of like final schedules and stuff. Like ended the day with my planning period.
Oh, okay.
And then usually I don't, so I was like, ooh, maybe I'll just dip out early.
Yeah.
'Cause nobody's in my room.
Yeah.
And a student like knocked on the door and was like, "Hey, is it cool if we have a substitute in my other class and I really want to keep editing my project?"
Oh.
And so I couldn't be like, "No, I'm trying to leave." That's what gets me excited. I'm like, "Yes, please." There was
Yeah.
a second there where I was like, "Of course, come in." And he was all stoked to work on it and stuff. And so again, even in that regard, patience, where it's just. It's like, okay, I'm going to slow down a little bit. It doesn't really matter if I get there 15 minutes earlier.
Yeah,
Whatever.
definitely. It doesn't. Yeah, I mean, you're making a difference and stuff. You're doing something bigger than being somewhere 15 minutes earlier.
Yeah.
And that kid went on to direct Jaws 4.
That kid went on
Yes.
to grow up and be Steven Spielberg.
Yeah.
Yep. Yes. We have some sort of inception moment here where I actually taught Steven Spielberg
Yes.
in a different universe. I love it.
And it all comes back full circle,
Yes.
baby. And
Yes.
a new film.
This episode directed by M. Night Shyamalan.
Yes.
Budgeted by Joe Flanders. On the teacher's salary.
Yes. Oh, yeah. The funniest thing about that was working freelance film.
Uh-huh.
I'm probably one of the only people that was actually stoked when I found out what like teacher's starting salary was. So that was just like, what? I get a check every month, guaranteed, and I can like pay for things
Wow.
and don't have to like starve for a month. Great. I pass that enthusiasm now.
Yes,
but
of course. But of course.
Give me a raise.
Yeah, yeah. Give him his raise, y'all. Public school teachers, all teachers deserve raises, but mostly
Yeah,
public
they
school
do.
teachers. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Give them a raise.
Okay, so where can we find you, Joe?
I hope you don't. You freak. Well, my address is. I'm appalled by that question.
Dude, hopefully not the Google.
Social media.
Oh, I see. I am at Flandangerous on Instagram.
Nice.
And that's really the only thing I'm on. But yeah, it's I do the Andy Show with my cousin Andy Biersack every weekend. So that's theandyshow.tv.
Yes.
And
And you might be bringing back
yeah,
your podcast. You
Yeah.
want to talk about that?
yeah, I intend to bring back my podcast, Bad Times, Good Stories.
Yay.
and I'd love to have you as a guest.
Oh my God, I would love to be on. That'd be so sweet.
But yeah, the whole gist of the show is that people talk about the shittiest times from their life that they're able to laugh about now.
Yes, I can totally do that. Yeah,
Great.
I'm great at that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's really fun, and it's a nice way for just us all to remember that we all got baggage and shit, and when you get to a point where you can laugh about it, it's quite nice.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
but I do plan to bring that back soon. But there's like 100 episodes on Apple Podcasts.
Yeah.
And how about you, Myra? Where can we find you?
Twitter, Instagram, OnlyFans, all at Myra Moans. Okay, yeah.